Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and create our player. So to do this, we're going to hover over, choose a sprite, click on the paint tool. We're going to go ahead and rename this player. Once we have this, we're actually going to make 3 costumes to kind of make a small little animation of our player. So what we're going to do to make this easy is we're going to break up our player into separate pieces that we can then animate. And you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm just going to take a regular color and I'm going to start off by making a circle for my player's head. Then I'm going to go ahead and make sort of like an oval. And I'm going to change the color of this just a little bit more so I can tell the difference. I'm going to go ahead and move that, put it over here in an angle. And I'll move this back. The next thing I want to do is the arm for my player. So I'm going to start off by using a different color for the circle again. And I'm just going to add a circle here. I'm going to use the rectangle tool just to make its arm a little bit longer. Move that back. And I'll use one more circle just for the hand. And you can make this a little bit to an oval too. The last thing I want to do is going to be my actual legs for my player. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and use I'll use the rectangle tool for that. So I'm going to change the color. I'm going to go ahead and put a leg here. I can do a little bit of a diagonal. And then I'll put one more leg here, which I'll also put in a diagonal. And I'll move this one back. So you can see here that I'm basically just making a regular shape for my player, which then I can go ahead and animate later. So I'm going to go ahead and now duplicate this 3 times because I'm going to be using this later on in order to create my player. Or if you guys want to, if it makes it easier, what you can do is once you've created this costume, you can reshape it now to do whatever you want for your player. And then from there, we can go ahead and duplicate it and then move a couple pieces here and there. So that part is up to you guys. So let's say that my player is a rabbit. So I'm going to use my reshape tool for the head so I can change the shape a little bit more. I'm going to have something like this. A little rabbit. And all I'm doing is just moving stuff until I'm kind of happy with kind of the face shape. I can go ahead and then change the color of it. So I think I'll use a bluish gray. And I'm going to go ahead, and you guys can always use the brush tool to draw whatever you guys want to. But you're basically just designing your character from this point. I'm going to go ahead and draw some rabbit ears. And if you can see, I'm going to go ahead and draw it, but I'm going to go ahead and make it look like it's blowing in the wind. So I'm just going to point the ears this way since my character is running forward. I'm going to copy and paste my My rabbit has 2 ears. I might just shrink one just a little bit. I'm going to copy and paste this. Shrink it again. Put it inside the ears. I'll copy and paste this. Inside the ears here too. Can go ahead and start making more and more little details on the face and eyes. So you guys can see I'm starting to build my character little by little. I'm gonna move this in a little bit so that I can make a little bit of a neck. You can see how I'm starting to create my rabbit. Maybe for the legs, I'm going to make this a little bit circular. Just so that it kind of looks more like a little piece of a leg. Maybe I'll make this a little bit tinier. You can start seeing the kind of character that I'm trying to build. Once I'm done creating the character, so just to not make this video too long, once I'm done creating it, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And all I'm doing is making different versions of the run. So if you guys need to have an idea of what that should look like, you can always go back to the old project and see how exactly the character's feet are positioned. So the next one is actually going to have both feet forward. I'm just going to go ahead and flip this. One here. And the other one is a little bit more straight. More over here. And then the last one that's here, going to have this leg extended all the way in the back, and this leg here a little bit out more. And you can start seeing kind of the animation of the actual jumping and running. So you guys can go ahead and take your time creating your 3 costume animation for your character. And then once you're done, we're going to go ahead and code it. A nice tip that you guys can use is once you're done creating your character, I would suggest grouping stuff together. So all the different pieces I have for my head, I'm just going to go ahead and select it all and then click on group. This way, if I need to move the head as part of the animation, I have all the pieces together for the head, so I can move it and not have to worry about moving the little pieces that I created in order to make the head for my character. So I would also think about that as well. Other than that, once you guys are done creating your player, we're going to go ahead and move on to the code.